Last week on Talk SA, we found out what it really means to be a Mosotho living in Bloemfontein in the Free State Province. Thank you to Wim Cham, who had an alternative view on our Facebook page. And remember, Mzansi, your comments help to keep South Africa talking. Today on Talk SA, we tackle the misconception that people who are not rich should not and do not have the right resources to look after domestic animals.
Hello, Polly.
Kajeno ho Talk SA re batla ho shebana le bohlokwa ba diphoofolo bophelong ba motho. Batho ba lekang ho etsa hore tulo ena sebaka se lokileng bakeng sa tsona. Banga ba tsona ha mmoho le setjhaba kaofela.
Nezinje zi-6 endlini.
Nna ke na le mpya ko hae and lebitso la hae ke Semba.
Yeah, nezinje zi-2 uBobby no Prince.
I've got a beautiful cocker spaniel. Her name's Babala. I love her more than anything. It means beautiful baby in Yiddish.
Simzana itirisa ku protector makaya na ku va hi hlota tona swiharhi swa nhova.
Indlu inkulu so ngidinga izinto ezininzi ukuthi sibe khona phandle.
I think my favorite type of pet is a dog because they connect with people much easier than cats. They have more of a personality and they approach people like at any moment, at any time.
Every time when I come back from school, it comes to me like it's the first parent I meet before I get inside my house.
Je kan natuurlijk op een hond staat maken. En de meest belangrijke dingen van een hond is, als hij niet van jou houdt, hij valt je zomaar onmiddellijk aan. Alle draai niet doekjes.
Tim Jana, ke die best friends arena. Die tlogolo arena. And then Herre tla gae, di teng, di atla, di tshameka le wena. Ge robala, ge olla, di atla. So they love you no matter what.
Fante is baie fluffy and he's so cuddly and they like him baie much. Fun is baie fit.
I really love dogs. They're really, really special. They're like dearest to my heart.
And peta how it's finally ngwana ko heno and it's finally ngwana hao, so it's really important to have a pet and to connect with it. So we're going to visit CLAW in Soweto. CLAW stands for Community-Led Animal Welfare, and this is a place where vets and volunteers get together to help pets and the people they love. So let's go see what they do. Good, how are you?
Fine,
Sharp. So kopa o re tlhalosetse gore letsa eng mo?
Okay, re kene ke tsebo ho bontsha sentle na re tsang. Ke clinic ya rona mo ka mo re treatang dinjalo dikatse tse kulang re sebetsa ka dinjalo dikatse fela. Batho ba re ba sebeletsang ke batho ba di townships ho na le Soul Plaki ka mo ho na le Mathole ho na le Bramfisher re sebetsa fela Soweto. Batho ba bangata ba sebetse ba dula bo Doran Kwapo bo Tshepisong kaofela di townships tse re di sebeletsang di 43 lo feta mono bane hona le tse ding tse ntjha tse sentse re ya ho tsona empa he e re ke fitise ka hodimo fela batho ba itlisetsa bana hangata ke bona ba tlang ba tlisa dintja ba go bumuwe ke batswadi ba bona ba tsamaya ba letse kulang ba di tlisa so ha di fitla e le ngwana kapo e le driver ya rona e di tlisitseng di tla fitlela ka mona me aya re sterilize hore ha re hloki overpopulation hobane ha ba sentse ba sokola ha bana khona ho ha di phapise di le teng ha bana khona ho di hlokomela
So ho etsahalang mo ke bona gore ho na le mama le di puppies tsa hae
me ya like tabele nentse go jwetsa yona ka overpopulation le sterilization ke yona e re lekang ho e avoid yena e tswa Kapok ke township e nngwe re sebetsang ho yona South Joburg yona e batla ile ho lenyana le rona re ya teng once in 2 weeks but ha ba founa raya re lo ba latela ntja tsa bona ha di kula jwale ena monga yona ha khone ho e afford so they gave it up which is good, but if ba ile ba sterilize pele re ka be ho sa etsahala wa qetella ho le tjena.
So what have you learned from working here at the clinic?
Okay, me I was before ke tla mo ke tlo sebetsa mo. Ne re nahana hore rona batho ba batsho ha re rate dintja le batho ba bangata ba ntse ba nahana tabeng hore batho ba batsho ba rate dintja kapo ba di treata hampe ba di otla ba di etsang. Ka mo ke ka surgery ka mo re etsang di operations ka teng, di sterilization mo re di bulang dintja re etse hore se ke tsa ba le bana. Me wa bona ho tletse jwang, more puppies tse lo go jele re tshwanela re di batlele bodulo re di fumanele good homes.
Baba,
Yebo ma.
awusitshela ukuthi kwenzakalani nalenja le.
Oh, lenja lena eyasidile eso city ngiyideliver njengamanje. Ngiye ngathola icall ukuthi inja ilimele. If ever uyibheka la ngasemuva umsila lo. Itholakale ikhathi umsila ne? Like lana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tenzekile yini uthi ithe oni lahlekile inja kuthi ba try ukuthi bayifase inqamu kumsila so that identify ukuthi same dog because it's in umsila short. So yaba infected inja. So seza nayo ke bayikhatha because say bad. But the antibiotics are right. So yeah, deliver today be back.
Yini oyithandayo kakhulu ngalomsebenzi owenzayo?
Engikuthanda kakhulu first of all nje kwayisilwane nje ngikhula ngazo nezinja ne. So ku West especially izinja ngoba ngani close kubantu and i-security kuwe at the same time yabona. So ngiyithanda nje kwa isilwane nje. And ngiyathanda ukubonisa umuntu ongenalwazi. For example nje kunezinye izinto abazenzayo abantu like isesencane inje bayibanthini bathi ukwenza ukuthi ingaguli bayibambe la bayivula ulwimi bakhathe la ngaphansi bathi kunesibungu ufish isibungu enjini asiso siyithenda nje umsipha lona izibungu zingaphakathi ama-worms enjini ifuna i-deworm ne-vaccination abantu bakithi ke babelieve ukuthi mayikhipha isibungu but bayikhipha umnqantulo so ayinama-worms nje so ayikho leyo nto the best ku-deworm noku-vaccinate inje kuphela.
After the break on Talk SA, we head into the Cape Flats with volunteers who have devoted their lives to help ease the struggle of animals within townships.
Ba bangata ba nahana gore ha o sotlehile ha wa lokelo ke ho rua diphoofolo. Empa di-client tsa Mzanande Animal Clinic mane Khayelitsha ha ba nahane jwalo. E qadile ho sebetsa ka 1996 ka hara skepe ntle le metsi le motlakase. Empa hona jwale ke engwe ya di-clinics tse tswetseng pele ka hare ho Cape Town. Re ile ra ba etela.
Ihlala side B sisebenza ngomsebenzi wezilwanyana eKhayelitsha. Ndiyazithanda izilwanyana kakhulu. Ndiyancedakala uba into yanhle ndiyithanda izinja neekati konke. So ndasebenza kwindawo yezilwanyana. Ndiyithanda kakhulu ke loo ndawo ke. Sinceda izilwanyana ezigulayo, ezinobhula nezitshayiswe zimoto siyakwazi ukuzithatha zisiwe kwisibhedlela sine-X-ray.
I think people in the townships, by having services, they really deserve pets. If they have services available, I've seen over the years absolute passion and relationships building between people and their pets. And by giving them access to services, one makes life better for the pets and the people. And relationships are built and companionship is built. There is this perception among especially white people that people in townships are poor, they shouldn't have pets because they cannot look after them. We've proved after 15 years that it's a fallacy. I make the same analogy. If you don't have a dentist, you won't be able to know how to look after your teeth. So by providing the invaluable service to the community, people are receptive to being able to use our services, love and look after their pets.
We do about anywhere between 12 and 15 ops a day. Some of them are just straight sterilizations, but a lot of them are also either stab wounds or hit by cars, something that needs stitching up, or just general surgery. And unfortunately, every time the bucky goes out, it could easily come back with that same amount, if not more. So we essentially we do need another 5 of these clinics to exist in at least in Khayelitsha. And I think the long-term plan would be to try and replicate this situation and possibly use this as a nucleus, and then create more and more satellite surgeries so that we can just deal with the numbers. It's really just a numbers game, and we can only do so much here with what we have.
We basically run an ambulance service where when animals are run over or need treatment, especially Juta, who's our main driver, he goes out and he collects the pet in need of help and he brings it into hospital for treatment and hospitalization.
No, today is just a bit hectic, so dogs have just been moved around, so I'm just trying to find them, locate them, so I can sort them out and treat them as well, so yeah.
My dog has got some warts here on the mouth. And we got a lot of fleas. I wash after 2 weeks. After 2 days, it become more fleas. That's the problem. His name is Mapokopoko. He's strong, intelligent.
Isibuyisa ikati zalapha kulo mzi ezintathu. Sizifake ngaphi mama? Sizifake ngapha? Oh, Jumpa sizona ayi amantshontsho shosha.
Wala ntazi ngizodwa.
Yini mina amantshontsho le? Yo ikhohlakele mina.
Lapha ya la zithi. Ingadi. Hey. Yo akabani la.
Ngaphandle kwani?
Ewe yo yami. Eyami le yini na ya ikhulu
So baba, kunalento yokuthi abantu abahluphekile abakwazi ukuthi banakekele izinja. Futhi thina abantu abantsundu sinenkinga izinja siziphatha kabi. Kuyiqiniso lokho?
Hayi ngiyakuphika lokho mina ngoba umzekelo njengayo lena nje. La ibuya khona nje most yazo zibuya edumping. Zidampwe yilaba abahamba ngama 4x4. Because abafuni ukuthi inja bazisterilize. Inja ithola amapapa ay-80, uchoose 2, male and female. The rest is yet dumping. Although kunama annual welfare around. Akafuna ukubhadala lapha azilahle. Lo phuwa uyothatha lapha edumping for ukudla. Uye othatha lenja ayibheke kahle. For example naye enye yakhona. Most inja zengale zibuya kulabantu bafotayo.
Wena baba unayo nje ipet yakho ekhaya?
Enginaso.
Ngempela?
Nazo.
Zingakanani izinja zonke?
Only 7.
You're only 7 zingaka.
Most people love keeping dogs as their pets because a dog is dual function. It's basically a burglar alarm. Dog protects the home, protects the possessions, but a dog's also a companion to many people. We've got a particular client who's a very adamant dog lover. She's a pensioner. She shares her pension between her and her dogs. And her dogs are companions. They sleep on her bed. And she loves them and fights for them and their survival. The majority of the people keep dogs. There are a few cat pet owners. But unfortunately, there's still this perception that cats are nocturnal animals and that there's witchcraft and superstition attached to having cats. And the perception's slowly changing, but people need to change, I think, a bit quicker or be more educated or enlightened. That cats are not there to harm them. Cats have a very constructive role in society. They're companions, they control the rat and mice population, and they're just wonderful. They provide wonderful companionship.
After the break on Tokase, it gets all too real when a young girl takes her pet to the center with complications.
Most of the education we do is more one-on-one at mobile clinics or people coming to our clinic. In the ideal world, we'd have an educator that goes to schools and goes and does plays and theatre and drama. Our funders do a little bit of that. They've sponsored some theatre at our clinic, whereby Jungle Theatre comes and does a wonderful production on a young boy and his dog, which really inspires everyone. Unfortunately, not enough of it. We'd love more theatre, we'd love more people to come and do that for us. Unfortunately, with the limitations of our resources, we have to use them in the best way, educate people as we meet them, educate by example.
We have buckies that go out 24 hours of the day, 7 days a week to collect, an injured animal, a sick animal. Plus also people will walk for, kilometers to come to the clinic on weekdays or Saturdays for treatment for their pet. So, and that's really important. We also like to try to teach the children, what are the 3 things that a dog needs most? Food, shelter, and of course love. And we feel that if we teach the children when they're small how to care for animals properly, then obviously that filters around to the communities. So there's fantastic pet owners that live in townships, informal settlements, in poverty-stricken areas. They love their pets, but can you imagine your pet being ill and watching it die and having no way to get your pet medical attention and watching it suffer? So that's where we come in, and we like to go out and at least provide some basic veterinary care for their pets.
I ate something at the neighbor's house. Is he alive?
Yes, he's...
It looks like the dog has eaten some type of a poison, and it's too late. So I'm just going to basically give him an injection. His breathing has stopped, and his heart is slowing down.
He ran out and he went into my neighbor's house. So I don't know if they had poison or anything. Was he
If they had phoned us yesterday, we have emergency drivers. So we would have gone out and picked up the dog. So yeah, that's another option. But again, she had said she was the first time here. So all of our vaccine booklets and they have our phone number on there. So basically you give us a call, tell us what's wrong with the dog, your house number, and then we'll go and fetch your dog, bring it to the clinic, and then we return it once the dog's been recovered.
And how much does that cost?
Free.
Hangata dintho tse etsahalang ha se hobane batho ba etsa ka bomo ko bane ba sena tsebo ene re teng ho ba ruta hore ntho e tjeletse ha e etswe so hona le di-myth also ba re hona le seboko kamo o ka ya townshiping enngwe le enngwe ba re hona le seboko ba tla mo ba re hona le seboko ba ntsha ka nalete ha hona ntho e jwalo ra ba hlalosetsa seboko se ka mpeng ene a ke ba utlwisa ntja tsa bona bohloko ba sa tsebe batho ba bangata ha ba utlwisise empa the more you teach them ba qetella ba understand.
If there's an animal in your neighborhood that needs medical assistance, or if you'd just like to adopt a pet, contact any of the following organizations in your area. It's time now for your Nation Builders of the Week. This is a space where you get to decide who amongst our featured guests on today's show was more influential. Your choices are the organization CLAW in Soweto, Mzananda Animal Welfare Clinic in Cape Town, and your very own furry friend. SMS your name, the keyword talk, and your option to 33120. Keep talking, South Africa. Next week on Talk Say, we celebrate an icon to the world, a father to the nation, and an inspiration to children. Utata Rolihlahla Mandela.
Country of many races. There is room for all the various races in this country.
This week in history saw President Paul Kruger pass away in Switzerland in 1904. In 1954, Chief Albert Luthuli was banned by the apartheid government, only to become the first African leader to receive the Nobel Peace Prize 7 years later. And then in 1965, South African journalist and writer Nat Nakaza jumped off a high-rise building in New York after realizing that he couldn't go home.